Hello, welcome in. Happy week 6, everybody. Hopefully you all are doing well. We have made it once again to Sunday. Coming off a huge, Kevin, what's up? If you're in the chat, say good morning. Let's get the good vibes flowing. Coming off a huge college football Sunday, went up almost 5 units yesterday. So it was a really, really good day in the betting streets. College football also was very close to a pretty big payday. So we had a 5-team round robin. Started off the day, Pittsburgh money line, they won as big underdogs. Had Colorado money line, they won as underdogs. Had Kent State, which was like one of my favorite plays on the slate. They came through for a shout out the Golden Flashes. And then it came down to Oklahoma and Air Force. Air Force, man, should have won that game. I told you guys, man, UNLV, they just keep ducking and dodging and diving, but we're gonna fade UNLV soon in the college streets and be successful doing so, I think. Taz, what's up? CJ, Cam, Nathan, Mitchell, Melissa. Yeah, hit that like button, Melissa. Thank you for noting that. Make sure you hit the like button on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the Rolling Insights YouTube. I think we're like getting relatively close to 200. So, would like to hit that up. Sierra, man, one of the OGs in the chat back in here. What's up? All right. So I think Matt is going to join, but maybe a little bit later on. So I'm going to give him some time. Dewan, what's up? Sass, what's up? I'm going to give Matt some time. We'll kind of just talk through things. And then when he gets in here, we can talk more of the DFS side of things. We'll go position by position per usual. What the chat, I don't have the game on. I see everyone in the chat talking about the Jets. Somebody tell me what they did, because I have been trying to figure out what teams I'm playing. And I had the game on in the background, but I was not paying attention, and then I was getting ready for stream. So I don't know what the Jets did. Somebody let me know. Let me see if I can pull up I don't know. Let me see. Big DFS slate today. We'll talk bets. I have a couple touchdowns that I like, some touchdown parlays. I didn't take a lot of sides this week in the NFL. Nothing really sticks out to me. So I didn't take end of half. Okay, I see this here. I'll have to go back and watch later today and make fun of the Jets with you guys. 25 seconds midfield, let clock expire. Nice. I mean, look, man, I'm not going to pretend I could coach football, but it's like I've never been a big Aaron Glenn guy, and nothing against him personally. I don't think he was a particularly good defensive coordinator. I don't think he's done very well as a coach of the Jets so far. Maybe he can improve and prove me wrong. But I mean, the Jets, they've been very undisciplined all season, a lot of penalties. So you telling me that there's terrible clock management to end a half, it's just not surprising, but I digress. All right. So as far as like the games go, like I said, didn't really take any sides today. Nothing really sticks out. As far as touchdown stuff, Tony, what's up? I like Marvin Harrison Jr. for a touchdown today. You can get him around 2-1, I believe, maybe above that. Return, kind of like a narrative with him going into Indy. But the reason why, that's just kind of like an added bonus. The reason why I like Marvin Harrison Jr. so much today, it's going to be most likely going to be trailing game script for the Cardinals, so they should be throwing the ball. But B, there's a decent chance that Jacoby Brissett is an upgrade. Maybe not. I'm not saying like the team will perform better or maybe the offense as a whole will perform better without Kyler Murray, but there's a reasonable chance that Jacoby Brissett is an upgrade for Marvin Harrison Jr. specifically, because I don't think Kyler Murray is good at getting the ball to Marvin Harrison in the way that Marvin Harrison is a good receiver. And there's also a chance that, a lot of times we see this with backup quarterbacks coming in. They'll just lock on to, the first read. Now, maybe that first read is Trey McBride. There's a reasonable expectation that could be. But there's also a chance that Jacoby Brissett just plays YOLO ball with Marvin Harrison Jr. And I think Marv can have a good game today. Nathan, I don't think that would pertain me from taking Indy in Survivor. I still think Indy is going to win the game comfortably, but I just think Marvin Harrison Jr. specifically, when it comes to like DFS or betting, I think he can have a good day today. And he's not going to be, we're getting him above 2-1, like I said, for a touchdown. I'm seeing plus 230 on FanDuel. He's not going to be owned. Let me check his current ownership in DraftKings. There's a lot of good receiver plays today, so I don't really see anyone getting to him. I see him currently at 1% owned. So I am playing some Marvin Harrison Jr. in DFS today. I'll probably be the only one. And I play pretty small field contests. So in the stuff that I play, there probably won't be many people that have Marvin Harrison Jr. at all. But he's one of the lower owned plays I like today. Narrative going into Indy aside, I think there's just a chance that Jacoby Brissett is better at getting him, specifically the ball, than Kyler Murray is. So, and he's priced perfectly to where, there'd be no way he would be owned anyways, because if we look at his salary as it sits on DraftKings, he's what, 5,300. So you have like Pittman right above him. That's going to get some ownership. Keenan Allen and Ladd McConkey, both with the Quentin Johnston news, are going to be pretty high owned at 56 and 57. You have Stephon Diggs at 58, who's going to get a bunch of ownership. And then Chris Olave right below him, who's going to get a bunch of ownership as well. So there's 5-6 guys that are going to be pretty chalky, priced all around him. So I think for leverage purposes, Marvin Harrison Jr. looks pretty interesting to me today from a touchdown, above 2-1, and then DFS as well. And then Travis Hunter. So you guys probably saw my tweet. I posted it last night. I am taking Travis Hunter for our Sunday ladder. We've been really good. We haven't missed a ladder. Matthew Golden hit his receiving yards and then the 50 plus. We didn't get anything after that, but still cashed decently on the Matthew Golden stuff. So we're still undefeated on the ladder plays this year on Sundays. And I like the spot for Travis Hunter a lot. I know Matt is on it now too. Really, really good stylistic matchup for him with how Seattle schemes their defense. And I think there's upside for him to play more on offense. Like both Liam Cohen and Travis Hunter himself last week going into that Monday night game said he's going to be playing more on offense soon. There was the report on Monday right before the game that they wanted to look to get him the ball down the field. I think that's going to continue to stick as we progress through the season. So I do think he can play a little bit more on offense. He played a season high in snaps against Kansas City. Now, it is a short week, but I don't really see why that would not continue. And it's such a good matchup. So coming into the season, Seattle had, a top 2, 3, 4 defense in the entire NFL, in my opinion. They are severely banged up in the secondary. And that is why, we saw Tampa Bay really have a ton of success last week, put up over 30 points against them, no problem, with how banged up that secondary is. It's the same situation. Now, I don't necessarily trust Trevor Lawrence to take advantage of that as much as Baker Mayfield did last week, but still, I do think the pass catchers for Jacksonville can find some success here, especially down the field, which is where, Travis Hunter can get loose. He did catch a long one last week. We had the report that they want to get him the ball down the field. And we're, typically if you guys pay attention, other than we did the receptions ladder with Chris Olave, typically when I do ladder plays, I want big play guys that can get a large chunk of those yards on one play. And that is Travis Hunter. Like his raw receiving line is 42.5. He can catch a 50-yard pass and go over that on one play. So I did take the Travis Hunter ladder all the way up to 100. And then similar to when we did the Odunze, Jameson Williams, same game parlay that paid out pretty well. I did one with Jackson Smith-Njigba and Hunter, both to get 100 yards. It was like 28-29 to 1 payout there. So those are like my favorite betting angles today. Like I said, really didn't take anything from like a side perspective. Looking through the games quickly, I mean, it's if I were gonna bet some sides today, I think it's a tough spot for the Browns. So Pittsburgh's coming off their bye week. They're at home. The Browns are traveling back, obviously, from Europe. So weird travel spot for the Browns. Pittsburgh at home, off a bye week. The Browns have not won in Pittsburgh, I think, since I was like 5 years old. So tough spot for the Browns. If we were looking from a side perspective, probably would lean towards the Pittsburgh side of that one. I'm not going to bet it, but I do think the Dolphins can cover this game. The Chargers, man, they came out of the gate really hot to start the season, especially throwing the ball. Like they were just letting Justin Herbert rip it. We had that report over the summer, like Harbaugh was like, I want to get Justin Herbert an MVP. And they came out of the season the first few weeks, like really looking like that was their mission. They were going to be a super pass heavy team, and they were going to let Justin Herbert kind of take them to where they need to go. That has changed the last few weeks because of how banged up their offensive line is. They're down multiple offensive linemen. Both their tackles, who are like all pro tackles, are out. And it's made it really, really difficult for them to, run those super pass heavy game plans with, how bad and banged up their offensive line play has been. So I do think the Dolphins, as bad as they are, could hang around in this game. The problem with the Dolphins has never been offensively. It's just how bad their defense is. But they haven't been that bad the last few weeks in getting pressure on the quarterback. So I think that's a big tipping point in that game. If Justin Herbert is kept clean by that offensive line, they're going to be able to do whatever they want against that defense. But if Miami can get to him and get pressure on him, I do think Miami can hang around in that game. So not going to bet it, but probably would lean towards the Dolphins side at home in that one. Talk about Bam. I will talk about that a little bit. I saw that report there for the Cardinals. Trey Harris, I think it would have to be large field, but yeah, if you wanted to play him in a tournament, I don't think it's the worst play. It would have to be like Millie Maker or just really like larger field stuff than I play, but he's pretty cheap on DraftKings. I think he's $3K. So if you really wanted to consider it, I don't hate it. I like the Raiders in their game. Good spot for them. I know the offense has been so rough, but I do feel like eventually Geno Smith's going to have a good game. This is a really good spot for them against Tennessee. I think Genty can have a big game, especially with how involved we've seen Ashton Genty be in the pass game the last few weeks. Could be a really, really good spot for him. I like him a lot in tournaments. He's not really in the cash game pool, but really strong tournament play. And obviously, if you want to put him in a touchdown parlay, I could see doing that. Packers should roll the Bengals. And then I like KC tonight. So it's not on the main slate. I won't spend a ton of time talking about it, but I do like the Chiefs tonight, -2.5. This is a really, really good buy low spot for the Chiefs, in my opinion, from a betting angle. So like metrically, they still look pretty good, especially on offense. And the Detroit defense is super banged up. Once again, they lost even more guys in the secondary last week. So I know Matt just came in. Speaking of that, I'm talking about betting against his favorite team, but I do think this is a good buy low spot for the Kansas City Chiefs tonight, -2.5. I'm going to add him in. Is Geno out with a loss to the Titans? He might be, to be honest. He's been terrible. Matt, how are you?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. It's been a good couple, the last few weeks, but I got really close last week.
Yeah.
In that one single entry tournament. So hopefully it's another good week. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I had a kind of a late start this week to looking at the slate. Kind of felt good to just not start grinding starting Sunday night, Monday morning, like I normally do, like a sicko. But yeah, some things kind of clarified themselves last night with some injury news, and I think we're pretty aligned this week, which is usually pretty good.
Yeah, so just for reference, chat, obviously Matt and I, we talk throughout the week. There's once in a while, it happens a couple times a year where, we haven't talked yet about the slate, but we'll send kind of like our first thoughts and it's the exact same thing. So this was one of those weeks, which I always like when that happens. I do feel good about that as well.
Yeah.
If you
So
kind of want
one
to
big
talk,
thing changed. Yeah, well, real quick, one big thing changed
yeah.
though from that. Like we had the same three running backs, and
Mhm.
then just looking more on Dallas Carolina stuff. Carolina actually is teams facing Carolina have the lowest success rate in the league as far as rushes, and I still believe in Javante, but I did switch for my main Javante up to Genty. Don't know if you're on the same page as that.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I think
Okay.
I really like Genty for tournaments.
Yeah.
Definitely agree there. I need it too because I had like such a flag plan on him for season long purposes, and then
Yeah.
wasn't anticipating the offensive line being quite this bad. Then you take out Colton Miller as well. Like this is really like one of the few spots where we can have
Exactly.
a
Dude, I
big
got
Genty
I
game.
I got a hot stat on Genty. So for the very, like less than the third amount of runs that Genty has not been contacted at or behind the line of scrimmage this year, his yards per carry is 10 yards per carry when he's not met at the line or behind the line. And he's finally facing a team here in the Titans that are second to last in as far as yards before contact allowed. So they're allowing the second most push, in the league, going across the country on the road, finally giving Genty some room. And again, in those types of runs, he's averaged 10 yards a carry. They've given up the most 40 plus yard rushes in the league. And I think he's just going to be just trotting long distances several times today. So super pumped for Genty.
Yeah, really good spots. I still like Javante too. Like I
Hmm.
have a good amount of both of them. I don't know. I probably have more Javante than you, but it's just kind of the way that I'm thinking about it is obviously Dallas huge team total in that game, and I don't really
Hmm.
have like if I'm playing a lineup and I don't have other pieces of that game, that would be like I think you just
Yeah.
play Dowdle or Javante and just hope that they get the touchdowns, and
Hmm.
then it still gives you access to the high team total without having to play a full stack of the game. So that's kind of how I played it. It's like if I don't have a Dallas stack, just putting him in, hope he gets the
Yeah.
touchdowns, or put Dowdle in
Agreed.
and hope he
Yeah,
scores a
he's
touchdown.
been unbelievable too. I mean, it makes sense. I just feel like this is more of a passing game spot for Dallas, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, like even if like Javante could have a good game and Genty could still outscore him, like
True. Yeah. Yeah,
definitely
for sure.
potential for that. But all right, if you kind of want to go, I guess position by position, I think I have 6 teams today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Okay.
6. Yeah. So as far as quarterback goes, I mean Lawrence and May look like the highest owned spots, and then you
Hmm.
probably funnel Baker in there as well. Probably those three. I could see
Hmm.
Herbert coming up just because now if you take Johnston out, it's very easy for people to feel better about playing him because you have 2 guys to play him with. So I could see Herbert coming up. What's your favorite spots here? I would say for me, like the San Fran Tampa game is really good, and then the Jacksonville Seattle game is very good. After
Okay.
that, you can kind of
Hmm.
go wherever you want, I think. But that's probably my 2 favorite spots.
Yeah. I had May for my main lineup to start kind of the week. Felt a little bit more fragile as the week went on. There's no question a good matchup. I think he's mispriced because of the time other game last week. But I think that so is Trevor Lawrence. I mean, they played in prime time. He showed a lot of with his legs. They're opening up the passing game even more. This is a spot where they can be pushed without question, by Seattle. Whereas there's a little bit more questions as to whether, the Patriots are going to be pushed in a big way. Still like the Drake May spot. He's going to be one of my lineups, but I did change my main lineup to Trevor Lawrence. I just think he's super cheap. I mean, 5,100 is just super cheap. My other quarterbacks that I am playing this week, just in kind of my ancillary lineups, definitely have a Dak double that I'm rolling out again. I love the passing game there, and I do have a Baker double. So I'm running May, Baker, Dak, and Trevor.
Yep, I think I have Trevor, Darnold, Baker, Rattler, and Love is kind of
Love,
like my
yeah,
my main stuff. I probably need to make a Dak team because I have a bunch of Javante anyways. So I probably need to go in and make a Dak team
yeah,
without Javante just in case to kind of hedge a little bit more. So I'll probably do that after the stream.
yeah.
But yeah, feel pretty
Dude,
good
the
there.
the cover three stuff is amazing looking for Pickens and Ferguson. Like
Yeah.
it could be really, really good for Dallas. We'll see. Again, will they be pushed a bunch? Probably not, but the spread's pretty tight. Dallas is a terrible defense, so it's possible.
Yeah, agree there. Running back stuff, I think probably see Rashad, Javante, Rico. I mean, I think that's going to be like that's probably where everyone's playing cash. So those three will be super high owned, and then you can funnel in kind of like Kyron, CMC, Jacobs stuff after that.
Yeah.
I guess. So for tournaments, Genty and JT are probably my two favorites. Played a lot of JT last week. I'm probably just going to play him again. I don't see anyone really getting to that $8,500 price tag with him. Most people just play McCaffrey, who projects better for $100 less. So feel pretty good about Taylor again as a big home favorite. Obviously, Genty, which you talked about, looks pretty good. I think that's like my two favorites for tournaments. And then I'm completely fine with all those chalk running backs this week. Like I'd rather get weird with like my stacks or something. Like I'm fine putting in 3 running backs this week of that pool that we just listed and then moving on.
Yeah, I'm really big, like I mentioned, on Genty. I think Josh Jacobs is a phenomenal spot. I think at his price, he's kind of protected with a lot of spots below and above him. And, coming off of a bye week rest, getting 2 awesome offensive linemen back on that line is big. And they're huge favorites, inserting a 40-year-old QB kind of midweek into the system. LaFleur shows that he just loves to just, run the ball, especially when they get down deep in the red zone. This is kind of a, hey, we had the week rest. Let's get this win. We're huge favorites. I just think that this screams one of those 2-3 touchdown games like we've seen out of JT the last few weeks here. I just think that Josh Jacobs is a phenomenal play. And then I also am really, really big, which is usually not the case for me, but Kyron Williams this week is awesome. I think there's, not big worries that they should be ahead and winning this game. We saw big problems last week from Blake Corum getting benched after the fumble. Kyron is phenomenal in these kind of man blocking scheme runs, and Baltimore is bottom 3 in the league defending those runs this year. So I think Kyron could be another kind of sneaky spot for multiple touchdowns, and he had a lot of action in the passing game last week as well. So I think Kyron's a great spot.
Yeah, look, I love Kyron.
8 catches last week. I mean, dude, who thought that was in his range of outcomes?
Yeah, definitely. Really good spot too, with just how bad Baltimore's been defensively. They are getting some guys back, but Matt Ubuke is the big one there, and he is not obviously back. So feel fine with Kyron. Agree on Jacobs. I think one interesting way to play the slate would maybe be to fade the chalky early running backs and maybe like just put in Genty and Jacobs.
Yeah.
And kind of go from there. Definitely like Jacobs too. So I'm still alive in the touchdown survivor pool, Matt. We started with 1,700 people. It's down to 220, and I'm using Jacobs today. So
yeah,
hopefully he can.
Beautiful spot. Yeah, for sure.
All right, receiver. So I was kind of talking about it before you got on. I really like Marv in tournaments. 1% owned. I don't think anyone is going to play him whatsoever. And he correlates perfectly with Jonathan Taylor, who I just said, like, I'm going to play a bunch of. So that's probably like my one spot I'm getting a little bit different than anyone else, because I don't see how anyone clicks Marv this week. But do you have anyone like the chalk guys? If I'm looking at ownership right now, like Puka, Jason, Ladd, Ibuka, Olave, Diggs, like that's fine. I kind of like the Keenan over Ladd pivot in tournaments. If Ladd's going to be higher owned, I think it's just a better Keenan spot anyways, especially if they're trying to get the ball out quick. So I'm kind of Keenan over Ladd. JSN is fine. Ibuka's fine. I like Waddle's another like guy that I could see coming in pretty low owned, but he correlates nicely if you want to play a Chargers piece. But Waddle is I don't think people have come around to how good Waddle is without Tyreek. He was great pre-Tyreek. And last week was like the first time in a while we've seen him without Tyreek, and he smashed. I mean, it's just he's so good, and I don't think people realize that because he's had to play alongside Tyreek forever.
Yeah, Waddle's he's kind of in that price range where, again, there's a lot of popularity below him and above him. So I think he's not going to be as owned as most people would think he would be. I think it's a fine spot for sure.
Especially with how they scheme their defense. Like he could just catch a bunch of like for PPR purposes, he could get a
Yeah,
lot of catches.
he should. Yeah, he really should. Yeah, I mean, I'm on some of the talk. If you're a Ohio State receiver, I'm interested today. It's how it usually works, right? Lately, JSN, Igbuka, I think Marv is a fine play. That would make so much sense, right? Marv has a big game when Jacoby Brissett shows up. I think that's like
Yeah.
so likely. I think Olave's in a good spot. Christian Gonzalez kind of retweaked some hamstring issues. I still think Rashid Shaheed is a great play. This is the second straight week facing a defense that is top 5 in man defense. And his numbers just have exploded off the paper 2 straight years now against man. He had an 87-yard touchdown last week. That's what he does against teams that play man defense. It also obviously helps that the Patriots are giving up enormous amounts of long plays. As far as in the receiving game. So I think that, again, Rashid, is it a safe play? No, by no means is it a safe play. But when you're playing GPPs, you're not looking for that. Patriots have given up the most 20-yard or farther receptions in the league. This is what Rashid Shaheed does against man defense. That's the whole point of it. They are going to heave it deep to him. I think that makes a lot of sense. You and I, you, Ron Travis Hunter, I was thinking about it all weekend. It all kind of came together. So I'm sure you talked about it at the Open, but that's one of our conviction plays this week is let's buy into Travis Hunter when he's 4,700. Going to have the most snaps all year in a back and forth game. Awesome stylistic matchup. Coach Speak is strong. Everything's looking really pretty good for Hunter. They give a lot of production across the middle, and now they have Noah Witherspoon, who's one of the best nickelback corners in the league. So yeah, I'm on some of the chalk. Some interesting plays, like I mentioned. Yeah, I think we're pretty in line today as far as receivers go.
Yeah, I don't. I guess we could talk the value tier at receiver a little bit. So Tez Johnson's
Yeah.
popping a little bit. He's 3,200. Feel pretty good about him, to be honest. So I wasn't crazy high on him coming out of Oregon, but he does, like, weirdly enough, I talk about this all the time, like the last few years, like the archetype of receiver that wins in the NFL has changed so drastically from the time that I started doing content and like met
Mhm.
you to where it is now. Like now
Yeah.
you just want these guys that can get separation and, get open quickly. That's really kind of what you want now. Like it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter their size. And he did not run a fast 40, but really, really fast 3-cone. And
That's
I do,
right. What
yeah,
65? I was just about to mention that. Super
crazy
fast.
fast, crazy fast 3-cone.
Yeah.
So he can get
Yeah.
open quickly. So I do think like he has a chance to like be decent, just from like
Mhm.
a raw football perspective. So I'm fine with him.
Attaching the Baker, I think, is huge, right? He's going to check the ball.
Yep. You also have Wicks down there and Ryan Flournoy, I guess is how you say that guy's name. That's probably like the 3 cheapies. You could throw Sterling Shepard in too. Wicks, I
Mhm.
would only play if I'm playing Love,
Mhm.
but I do think he's fine. He actually projects better than
Yeah.
basically everyone else down there. Yeah, better than everyone. But I'd probably still only play him if I was playing Love. Those are like the cheap guys, but I kind of like Tez. I don't know if you like.
I'm playing him. Yeah, I'm playing him with Baker stuff for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Not as a one-off though. I'm also pretty interested this week in Calvin Ridley. I don't think it's point chasing just because he finally woke up last week. This is a really good matchup.
Yeah.
The coverage stuff is really about as good as it gets for Ridley, and they're going to be behind. Well, I mean, they'll probably be behind. The Raiders are nothing special, but I'm just so high on Genty that this makes this kind of Genty Ridley mini correlation stack attractive to me. And I think that he showed that he still has it, and the matchup is really, really strong.
Yeah, I like that call a lot, honestly, because Calvin Ridley was someone I was really high coming into the season on, from a season-long
Yeah.
perspective. Basically, someone I've never been on for season-long purposes, but wanted to buy in this week because I really like Cam Ward. I think he can be very good. It did not work out to start. Kind of underestimated how bad the Titans coaching staff is, but
Mhm.
Ridley has been good the last 2 weeks since they switched play callers. So I do
Yeah,
think,
correct.
like I
Yeah.
don't like this is someone I was already high on. He started off bad, and then they make
Yeah.
the switch to the play caller, and now it's been
Mhm.
good. So I do think
Yeah.
that's like a reasonable jump into why he's been better the last few weeks. I do like that pairing with
There's a
Jim.
couple, and there's a couple, if not now, when type players like Ted McMillan against Dallas, the best
Yep.
matchup in the league. I'm not encouraged at all what I've seen with Bryce Young and Ted McMillan so far this year. Not really. He only has 15% of the red zone targets, which does make sense. You have a first round 6'5", receiver or whatever. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I think BTJ, with Lawrence stuff or even on his own or correlating with JSN makes a lot of sense. Brian Thomas is obviously a very elite talent, and this is a great, great matchup. He showed some life recently, and then, like I just said earlier, I think George Pickens is in about as good of a spot as it's gonna get, and I'm pretty big on when you are not the top guy in an offense and the top guy's coming back very soon. This is kind of like one of his last opportunities before CeeDee Lamb likely comes back, and I think that Pickens, after getting the Sauce Gardner treatment last week, wants to kind of put something on tape here. I think that they're going to really, really emphasize Pickens. I think that he's a phenomenal play. I mean, we just forget, 2 weeks ago against a much better defense in Green Bay, he dropped 36 DraftKings points, 8 for 134 and 2 touchdowns. So I think Pickens is phenomenal too.
Yeah, it's a good shout there. CJ asked any Judkins love. I did write him up in the player pool. Didn't end up with any of him. Like I said, weird spot for the Browns coming back from Europe. Pittsburgh sitting there off their bye at home. But look, as bad as the Browns have been, like they can't play any worse from like their offensive line perspective, and he still gets there. Like he is actually so good, it's crazy.
Mhm.
So yeah, like if I was gonna play him, I kind of like a correlation with Metcalf. Like I said, I didn't end up playing it, but I don't hate that. DK actually is in a good spot too. Like he's in that clump of like 5K receivers that are all good plays. But the Browns like play Superman heavy on the back end. He can win. He's so big, and they're kind of shuffling stuff on the fly, trading away Greg Newsome and bringing in that Jacksonville corner.
Yeah.
So there could be some. I don't know. The Browns like are famous for like miscommunications in the secondary too. Like I could see Metcalf scoring a long touchdown today.
Definitely.
Favorite prop of the day is Travis Hunter receiving yards for me. I don't know if you have something you like, Matt.
Gosh, I haven't even looked at props yet. I've been so busy just getting my lineups together. Um, Someone asked me for a touchdown parlay yesterday. I came up with Jacobs, Kyron, and Ferguson is what I came up with.
Nice. Yeah, I did. I sent one in our group chat. So I did Marv with Genty, Kyron, Javante, and then
Okay.
I was gonna do a Ferguson Craft.
Dude, there's such great plays this
Yeah, I
week.
was gonna do those. Let me see what that would pay actually. Let me see, because I'm kind of
Kraft,
interested in
Kraft
that.
should have had 2 touchdowns in week 4. I mean, he stopped at the one both times. And
Yeah.
this Cincinnati team, I don't know, we're probably getting to tight ends anyway, so we'll just start running with it.
Mhm.
But like,
Yep.
Cincy has given up the most by far, Yak, this year, and Kraft is a absolute monster with yards after the catch. They give it up to the tight end for years now, and gosh, I mean, Kraft is just unbelievable. And now he doesn't have to block nearly as much. They have 2 phenomenal offensive linemen coming back in. Ferguson against cover 3 stuff is near the top in the league, not just for tight ends, but for all pass catchers. I think Ferguson is a phenomenal play. Do have a lineup that's playing both Ferg and Kraft. I am punting with you, I think, as well for Hunter Long, just on kind of some stuff that I want to get to for other lineups. I don't think it's an amazing play, but Trevor Lawrence has shown that he does, and really the Liam Cohen offense in general, that they do pass to the tight end quite a bit. I think it's fine for a punt. He's obviously just mispriced because the Brenton Strange news came late. But yeah, Kraft and Ferg, I think, are unbelievable tight end plays this week.
Yeah, it's around 6.5 to 1. Those two together to
Is
score
that
a
right?
touchdown.
Just
So yeah,
Kraft and Ferg?
just
I love
Kraft and
that.
Ferg. Yeah, I might have to. I'll put that in after stream. CJ Cash 2v2 T-Law, Javante, or Darnold Rashad. I'd go the first one there, probably. A lot
Yeah.
chalkier. I would just say, so CJ, I would say you probably want to start your cash team with Javante, Rashad, and Dowdle because everyone is playing those 3. And I don't really see a reason not to for if you're just playing strict like double up stuff. So I would put those 3 in and kind of go from there. Witherspoon is officially inactive, by the way.
I'm gonna bet unders on Rashad stuff. I'm not a believer. It's a lot of
Yeah, I'm
pressure
not
on deodorant on him.
Yeah, so he's the exact type of guy like when he's chalky, I'm totally fine not playing him in tournaments.
Yeah. for sure. By the way, I think Hunter Henry's a really good play today as well. He had a couple quiet weeks after having some really huge weeks in the beginning of the year, but New Orleans scheme gives up a lot to the tight end. They give up way more production tight end than they do receivers, and I think that Henry is just kind of being slept on, and he's probably too expensive, right? Just being a few hundred less than guys like Tyler Warren and whatnot. So I think if you can't get all the way up to your Fergs or Kraft, I think that Hunter Henry is a fine play.
Yep. Where's the Geno stack? I said it when I came on. I think Millie Maker or like super large field, you could definitely go right back to it. I coming into the week, I texted Matt.
Not for
I was
me.
like, this is the week that we're playing Geno again, but I just didn't
Yeah,
end up getting there.
I can't do it, man. It's a Genty week. Highest percentage of touchdowns scored
You
against
could
him
play them
are through the
together
ground.
though,
Yeah,
with like the
I
pass catching
guess.
stuff. Like if
Well,
you're playing large
yeah.
field, like if Geno randomly threw 4 touchdowns and like 2 went to Genty,
So
like he would
yeah,
be at
yeah.
the top of the
No,
board.
well, Genty had two receiving touchdowns a few weeks ago, but I
Mm-hmm.
think if you do that, you have to have like a Calvin Ridley. You have to.
Yeah.
There's no way that Geno's going to drop back that much unless he's being pushed a little bit by Tennessee. So I think that that's defensible for large field stuff.
Yeah. I just don't play. I don't play large enough to get there, I guess. Dallas stack running back with Tet. Yeah, I think you definitely. I would assume that's what Matt is doing.
You can. I mean, because like I said, if not now, when? I'm actually running it back with Dowdle. I'm
Yeah.
just such a hater from what I've seen. Like, it's so weird. We're at the point where it's like, okay, if this is it, if it's not now, it's never. But I also kind of want to be like, I'm gonna wait to see it because we haven't seen it. So it's a tough spot. I don't have much Dowdle, so I'm actually running a Dowdle inside my DAC double. I don't know. We'll see. Could be wrong.
Yeah. I don't even think I had a run back at all.
Okay.
I just play like the.
Dude, Dallas gives up the most explosive runs in the league. Like Dowdle he just
Yeah.
straight up got like dumped. Like he got dumped by Dallas, man. He's a pretty
He
good
was
running
good.
back.
No, he was legit good last
Yeah,
year. I don't
he
understand why
was.
they let him go. I mean,
Yeah,
Javante's been good. It's hard to argue that, but
right,
like
right.
Rico Dowdle was legitimately good last year. I
Yeah,
don't
he got
know.
dumped. I think this is another. And again, this is the last time. This is the last option. Like you have the pick and sing with CD looming return, and now you have Dowdle with Chuba coming back soon. It's like this is it, dude. Guys like this, they need to put stuff on tape. Like I think he's chalky as hell, but I think it's a good spot. He's cheap.
Swift or Kamara season long?
Gosh. Oh God, that's rough.
Yeah, that is tough. I guess I would say Swift only because we've gotten the Kendrick kind of cutting in on early down stuff, and then now we have
And
Taysom
Taysom.
back.
Yeah, that's
And I didn't
true.
really think Taysom would actually come back, but he did, and he will get on the
Yeah,
field in the red zone. So I would
that's true.
go
Yeah,
Swift
I
for
agree.
crazy.
Hmm.
Uh, Prodigy Wright says, oh wait, I clicked the wrong one here. May Dowdle Puka or Dak Genty Abuka for FanDuel. Might take that second one.
Hmm. Yeah,
If it's for cash, I would take the first, but if it's tournaments, I'd take the second. Probably want Puka in cash on both sides, I would guess.
Ibuka is a really good player, right? I mean, I know he's been
Yeah,
exploding.
he
He's
is
unbelievable. But like,
a
is this
super
San
good
Fran? I
play.
couldn't get much out of the San Fran matchup. I guess that's good.
Yeah,
Maybe it doesn't matter.
I don't think it does. I mean,
Yeah.
they play pretty zone heavy, which kind of his MO anyways. So
He's just the only game in town. Now no Godwin even, and Baker's going to throw it, 35, 40 times. Yeah, it's just the matchup doesn't really matter there. And the JSN matchup isn't like amazing, but like same thing. He's just so good, and there's going to be a lot of volume.
yeah.
Puka, dude, I'm full fading Puka, by the way, which is so crazy. I have
Wow.
zero.
I
I
don't. I mean, I
know.
don't hate it.
I like him. I'm so high on Kyron in this spot, and his salary's enormous now, and I just don't think they're going to be pushed. He could absolutely still put up numbers. He will put up numbers, right? But let's say he goes like a 9 for 120, and maybe no touchdowns go in his way. I mean, gosh, you're not killed by that. So
Etienne or Warren half PPR season long.
ETN.
Problem. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Jerome Jackson, I don't care about your TV, buddy. I'm sorry. It's getting deleted. Henderson or
What?
I don't know. He's trying to sell like some TV streaming thing in my chat. I don't know what he's talking about.
Phenomenal.
Henderson or Carter, PPR season long now with Carter being RB2. I mean, I don't know about that. I saw that report. I have no idea, to be quite honest with you. It's like kind of gross because Trevion just has not. It's
Patriots
not even
can't
his
run the
fault.
ball.
It's not even his fault. I am so sick. I've went on multiple rants about this. So, does no one in the New England media ask Mike Vrabel about this shit? Like, seriously. The dude, it took him 4 years to play Derrick Henry in Tennessee, and he's going to do the same shit with Trevion Henderson. Like, I don't understand this. How many fucking fumbles do you have to watch to put this guy in the game? It's not a hard concept.
I know.
It's so tilting. Like, you really are going to sit there and act like Trevion Henderson is not better than Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio
when they had
Gibson.
to play him in the preseason, he was just running past entire teams on special teams, kick returns, punt returns. Like, he was just running by everyone in the league.
Dude, it's so annoying. I hate him.
No.
And you know what? That is crime. That's Ohio State on Ohio State crime right there, Mike Vrabel and Trevion Henderson.
Yeah, that is. Right.
Unbelievable. All right. If anyone has any last minute questions, we'll stay on here for. I mean, it's only 11:42, but Haskins tourney only. Yeah, I would say. I mean, I actually don't think. I don't play enough teams to get there, but if you wanted a pivot at the running back spot, I don't hate it, dude. I'm not gonna lie, because you can run on Miami if they get cooking, they can run on them, and there's a situation where they just if Miami's getting after him, Herbert, that is, they just run the ball. Like Harbaugh could just resort to just Boomer and just run the ball. And Haskins is his boy from Michigan. There's Kamani Vidal is a better player. That does not matter. They are going to put Hassan Haskins in that game. So I don't hate it, honestly.
Yeah, their O-line is so brutal right now, though, dude. It's so bad.
It is bad.
Yeah.
All right. I was trying to make a DAC team. So, would you play Metcalf? Hold on. Let me see here. I got to put this back in. I think it was Metcalf. Do you think Haskins is splitting time? Yeah, I do think they'll play multiple players, but
yeah.
I think I had Metcalf and Tez, or Ridley and let me see.
I'm not super high on DK personally.
I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought you would be on DK this week.
I'm a big DK guy. Just I don't love the spot against Cleveland, man. There's just a lot of disruption that they're going to be facing. His routes are longer, and if he didn't have the 80-yard touchdown last week, his line is shitty. I don't know. I'm not huge playing against Cleveland stuff. He's a monster,
them in
though.
The back end, though.
Yeah, you can. And they had the disruption with the cornerback room this week in a midweek trade like that. It's really kind of weird. But
what are his? I'm going to see what his prop lines are. Let me see. I'm kind of curious. That touchdown parlay went down. It was six. It was plus 650. It's plus 602 now.
We're line movers.
We're moving the line. Yeah. I mean, it's standard.
Kevin says FanDuel Cash, Lad JT or Egbuka Jacobs. For me, it's definitely Egbuka Jacobs. I like Jacobs more than JT straight up.
Well, especially on FanDuel, both Jacobs and JT are classic FanDuel plays, but Jacobs is way cheaper.
And Egbuka has enormous ceiling.
Yeah, Egbuka versus Lad is not close.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Where is he at? Okay, 56.5 receiving line.
Mm.
3.5. I mean, super juiced over 3.5 catches. So let me compare that. No, not that this means anything, but just curious. I wonder what that compares to Ridley. Ridley's 47.5, and same thing, 3.5. Probably a better spot for Ridley anyways.
Yeah.
All right. as far as so should I put? I don't know. So I just made a Dak team, but I had Kyron in there. So you're saying I should do Waddle or not Waddle, Dowdle?
Yeah, I just gosh, obviously T Mac is a great GPP play. If he does finally put it together, which this is the spot, yes, I'm fully acknowledging that. I'm siding with I think Bryce Young sucks,
Yeah, he does.
and the little stuff that we saw out of him last year, a lot of the points scored were with his legs. I don't know. I think Dallas wins big. I think Green Bay wins really, really big, and they're both huge team totals.
So
But yeah.
right now I just had Dak, Pickens, Ferg, and then
Mhm.
I had Genty, Kyron, Jacobs, but I could move Kyron down to Rico.
I mean, it's not necessary. I like Kyron a little bit better than Rico.
I just
So I
like
mean, it's not.
have
It's
the
just, yeah,
money
you don't
for
have to force it.
Kyron. I'd rather
Yeah,
just play
exactly. You don't
him.
have to force it. You know what I mean? You really don't.
Yeah, I'm probably
I think
gonna
Kyron's a
do that, to
great
be
spot this
honest.
week. Really, really good. Dude, I
Yeah.
think Dallas might win by like 30.
That's what I'm saying. And Rico is like he can definitely get going in the passing game, but
Hmm.
I feel like dude, Rico should have a good game, especially with like the kind of like revenge stuff. I'm sure he does want to have a good
Hmm.
game against them. But there's also a chance that the Panthers just like don't score, even though how bad Dallas's defense is.
Hmm.
It's like both. It's
But
two
their
bad
offense is
things.
so much better than Carolina's offense. It's so, dude. They're
Correct.
number 3 EPA in the league for offense. Dallas's. I mean, they're a really good offense.
Yeah.
Dude,
I don't
I
think anybody
also think
loves it.
like yeah, I don't know. I like Dallas and Green Bay. I don't know. I feel really strongly about both of those. I want to play off of that in betting markets a little bit.
Yeah, and man, I mean that was something like we knew coming into the season too. Like I had so much Dallas stuff in
Hmm.
season long, and it just like so tilting.
And it's the best matchup that Dak's gonna have all year. For
Yeah.
years, he's destroyed cover 3. They lead the league. I mean, it's just
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't have CD. I know, but it's just gonna be yeah, whatever he wants.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
MVP. There's MVP chatter too, like with Dak. I would sound. I don't want to get over my
Yeah.
skis,
They're
but
just not good enough, but
I know. No, I know. Yeah.
they're just not good enough. But I had Dak. I had Dak MVP. If you like, I don't know. It wasn't last year because he got hurt, but the last year he had a
Mhm.
big year. Like he should have been right in the mix then too. And I
Yeah.
don't know. He always gets disrespected. Remember when the idiot Dallas fans said Cooper Rush is better than him? You remember
Yeah. Yeah.
that? Where are those people? I'd like to
Yeah.
talk to those people now. Dummies. I'm trying to look. So yeah, Rico's projected like 18 and Kyron's 17.6.
Yeah, but that's just. I mean, he had
Kyron's gonna
200
be
yards
so
last
much
week.
lower owned, I feel like.
Yes, way lower. Yes, no question. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna rock that then. I just have to debate. I have to sit here and debate Calvin Ridley and DK Metcalf now, even though I think Ridley's better.
Yeah, I like Ridley in that spot. I just think this is gonna be a really high scoring week too. So you have to be careful to make sure that your plays all have lots of upside. Like this is gonna be a really high scoring week, I think.
Yeah. I would say I think DK has a higher ceiling though. I'm not gonna lie.
Then Ridley, yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
I'll have to think
Yeah.
about it. All right. If anyone has any last minute questions, go ahead and drop those in. Matt, do you have any final words? I guess any bold predictions?
Yeah, I guess Bolin. I was just thinking about it right now. I was like checking my main lineup, making sure I had enough upside to my point I just made, and like I can see like Genty, Kyron, and Jacobs all getting 2 touchdowns. Like I could just see it. I don't know.
Oh,
So maybe
we
I'll
should do
yeah spin up a parlay.
yeah, the last few weeks I've been one off. I've picked 3 guys to get him 100 rushing yards. I've been one off each time. So I think we could
Man, oh
do
man.
Genty. Let me see. Let's do this real
Genty,
quick.
Kyron, Jacobs, all 2 touchdowns. That's got to be
Oh my.
outrageous.
Oh wait, here I'll put it on. It's so much easier. FanDuel doesn't have it. DraftKings, it's so easy if you just go to the touchdown thing. It has like the 2
Yeah.
plus option right there. You don't have
Mhm.
to go into the game. So let's see. 2 plus for what do you say? Genty, Jacobs,
Genty, Kyron, and Jacobs. Yeah.
Kyron, Genty. It is 66-1.
Oh, okay, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's
66-1.
Yeah.
What about them to get 100 yards? Genty, I don't even know what his prop
Kyron's
is.
not your guy, though, right? Kyron's not your 100-yard guy.
No, he's
just not explosive.
He
really.
could like against the Ravens though.
Yeah.
I don't know what his prop is. Genty's at 75.5. So let's see. Genty 100 plus is plus 230. Kyron's prop is.
I think Genty's at 100 by halftime.
Dude, he might be. Yeah, Kyron's prop. I mean, 71.5.
That's pretty good for him. That's really
good. That's what I'm saying. That's like a high. I feel like that's high for him. So that's 11-1. And then if we threw Jacobs could easily. Let me see.
I'm doing this stupid 2 touchdowns each thing. So
I'm gonna put. I'll put that in too because it's fun. At the end of the day, Matt, we're supposed to have fun, even though I know we killed our faces off. But
yeah,
it's 35-1 for them all to get 100.
I got a profit boost on it too for the 2 touchdowns each.
Oh yeah. So chat, Matt has like Prodigy right off that CMC. I guess we didn't really talk about him. He's a fine play. It's CMC.
Yeah, he's a great play.
Gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be crazy owned. Honestly, he's gonna be lower owned than the mid tier guys. But the way that I look at it is, he's 100 cheaper than Taylor. So anyone that's spending up is gonna play CMC because he projects better and he's $100 less. So I'd rather play Taylor because CMC has no efficiency left right now with just the injury stuff he's gone through. He is raw volume is the only reason he's getting there. And Taylor has been a little bit more involved in the passing game this year. So I think the gap is closer between them. And then you just bake in that JT still has the potential for those high efficiency games. And I just don't know if CMC does at this point. So I'd rather just play Taylor over him or, like Jacobs, Genty, any of those guys. But I don't think CMC's a bad play at CMC. Chat, Matt has a DraftKings. His DraftKings account is not limited, and he can get these like $100 profit boosts. Matt could sell his DraftKings account for like 10K, I bet, because of the action he can get down. You should just do that.
I'm a way bigger loser than you are.
If you have a bad DFS season, just sell your DraftKings account to somebody.
I'm getting close to needing to. It's been like it's not been
today
great.
is our day, baby. Come on.
Yeah, I'm 2-4 in the year.
It's gonna happen.
Dude, CMC has 0 rushing touchdowns. That's crazy. He's gonna turn it around.
Yeah, how is that possible?
I know it's ridiculous. I feel really good about today, though. I really do, man. I really do. But you're gonna need it. It's gonna be high scoring. You're gonna need, upside and ceiling at every position.
We're due for a week for the chalk to just suck, though, too.
No question. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like we really haven't had that all year. Like there's a slate
like
out
we
there
mentioned,
where,
as good as I like some of these plays, the fact that the chalk is like Rashad White and Rico Dowdle, like, dude,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like it's like last week, it was looking so good. Like, we're sitting there like these idiots all played Justin Fields at 50% owned, and then he gets there in the last 5 minutes of the game. There's outcomes where, Rico and Rashad just suck today.
Sure.
There is potential for that out there, and it's going to tank a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Puka is kind of protected just because he gets so much volume, but he's 8,700. If Puka just had like 8 catches for 100 yards, like you wouldn't even feel good about that. He could get 20 DraftKings points, and you would not feel good about that at 8,700. Mm-hmm. So there's paths for him to have a bad game. McCaffrey, like I said, with the lack of efficiency stuff, like there's paths to him not being super good on the slate. So yeah, we're due for a big one, I think.
Agreed.
All right. Good luck today, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Matt, thank you for hopping on as always.
Mm-hmm.
I will be live tomorrow, 4:00 in the afternoon. We'll recap today. Hopefully we'll talk about how much money Matt and I won in the chat as well. And see you guys tomorrow.